Hi everyone, Becky here. Okay, back to the textbook. So in the last video, we did the first text of the first unit. Now we'll do the second text, this one. Okay. This is new for me. I didn't do this earlier, so I have no idea how this is going to go. I have switched cameras, so hopefully there's no lag problems with this camera. I do have the squeaky chair problem, but I'm sure we'll survive. 信息化社会，一个都不能少。Okay, so informationized society, 一个都不能少. It's unclear what that refers to, but we'll find out, I guess. 你身边的老年人使用智能手机吗？情况如何？我身边的老年人是谁？那边我的邻居他们用，我不知道他们用什么样的手机，何况不是也不知道他们用不用手机，在墨尔本我知道谁，我的一个朋友，他有手机，他用手机，但是好像他不是太擅长用那个手机。信息化社会给老年人的生活带来了哪些不便？也有时候用手机可能很复杂，其实我还是没有那么老，但是我仍然觉得用手机有时候有点复杂，但是与此同时，我需要承认我用YouTube，对吧？我是 YouTube，拍视频用手机不是有一个摄像头，有两个摄像头，对吗？看着自己的摄像头，手机上的摄像头，嗯，所以我具有一些呃知识，但是不完美，有一些方面就是太复杂，嗯，不便。现在我很少，我怎么说？接电话，我很少接电话，因为有很多有很多骗子或者干扰你的那个电话，所以我就纯粹不接电话，除非我知道那个人或者也如果是熟人，如果我知道那个人，呃，他们会用微信给我发短信，或者发给我一个 email，但是绝大部分时候我不想在手机的控制之下生活，我有权利做自己的事情，嗯，也绝大部分信息可能以后考虑。好，年轻人可以给身边的老年人提供什么样的帮助？怎样的帮助？嗯，其实很难说吧。呃，年轻的时候，嗯，也许，嗯，我真的不太知道。其实，嗯，好像我其实我的长辈已经去世了，就只有我，对吗？还有姐妹，所以呢，我不知道怎么回答这个问题。我有一些朋友，但是，我的一个朋友，尽管他的年龄比我大，我认为他，比较擅长用这种高技术。我到他的家做客的时候，他有一个大屏幕电视机， 我们看视频之类的，有点像电影院里的那个环境。呃，另一个其实另一个朋友，年龄比我大的朋友，我认为他不太在乎这些就最新的技术。其实他曾经从事编程员，对吗？他曾经写代码，嗯、可是，OK，现在那种代码语言，对吗？编程语言已经被淘汰掉了，所以他全生活中的心血就消失了，对吗？就已经过期了，对吗？或者不要了，技术真的是那样吧？嗯。我认为这就是他的潜力，他选择不经常使用高技术。我到他的家的时候，他喜欢看书，喜欢用现金买东西。嗯，我觉得没有问题。一些年龄大的人在澳大利亚的情况有点复杂，因为很多商店、很多店他们嗯，让你是通过手机上的 APP，这类的支付方法支付，对吗？所以呢，很多年龄比较大的人、年纪大的人，他们不熟悉或者遇到呃各种困难，就只想支付，就钱包里有钱，可以用现金就支付，但是因为很多公司他们要优化他们的利润，所以他们想方设法。让人不忘记自己的公司。也如果你用现金支付，呃，也就是这样，就很简单。但是以后你不考虑这个那个公司，或者也有很多订阅，那个订阅如果是付费的订阅，也许你就忘记有那个订阅，就自动的支付，就真的是圈套。嗯。我帮助他们，嗯，其实一般来说，我不想干预别人的财务，对吗？他们买什么，他们用什么方法支付，呃，和我无关系，对吗？没有关系，和我无关，和我没有关系。所以我除非他们需要帮忙，否则我就不会干预。这是他们那里的选择，对吗？OK，好像这篇文章会讨论年龄比较大的人，在现代技术的环境下，呃，就生活下去，或者怎么解决他们各种困难，对吗？OK，我给你朗读好不好？OK，so I don't have lag, right? So in, pin, in, pin, in, pin. Yeah, it's much better, isn't it? All right. 语音聊天、视频通话、点赞、收藏、转发分享，现现社交软件上，年轻人，呃，年轻人信手这个汉字我不扩，那我不是扩，那个汉字我不认识，手什么来的操作？我好像突然很难，对吗？那到底是什么汉字？呃，oops，捏哦，我遇到过捏，就是 to roll in the palm of one's hand。 pick up with the thumb and this one 粘。哦，well 我遇到过，可是 OK。年轻人信手拈来的操作，拈一声，用手指头夹或夹，对，to pinch 捏。学过的这个汉字呢，我不确定。捏，嗯，信手拈来，信手这是一个词汇吗？我不确定。信信就是相信的信，对吗？信手，那不是那个手。信手拈来是一个成语。OK，不假思索的随手拿来，常用来形容写文章时，能得心应手的运用词汇和选用材料。嗯，just do what is available or something, or have the words at hand. But here it's not necessarily words. 年轻人信手拈来的操作。We'll have to investigate later. 在社交软件上，年轻人信手拈来的操作，对家里的老年人来说可能会复杂的不行。不久前，浙江杭州一个女孩为外婆，外婆手绘了一份微信实用说明书。手绘是什么意思？手绘了一份，就是用自己的手绘画，对吗？手绘，对，就这个意思。OK，这个也是新词。OK，微信实用说明书，字迹工整，内容详细，工整。图文并茂，我很复杂，工整，其实 definitely neatly done，这个不知道。内容详细，图文并茂，不知道。你信不信？我学过了很多词汇。并茂，不是冰雹，并茂 of matching quality。OK，所以这里的意思就是它的图画和语文对吗？和文字，它们都很茂盛，但是茂这里是一种比喻，意味着就是很踏实，对吗？很充实，应该说很充实。不好意思，我就边喝咖啡边说话，不高雅。嗯，此局相当暖心，打动了一众网友，也将老年人如何更好适应数字生活的话题再次带进公众视野。OK，如今得益于数字化、信息化的发展，智能生活加速推进，为人们带来的便利，都真是没得说，也没得说这个说法，对吗？我真的不确定，真是没得说，这是 不用说是这个意思呢？Faultless perfect，嗯，有点像不用说，没说的，没得说是没说的。哦，OK，谢谢。呃，太好笑了，不好意思，嗯。Oh, I forget I can pause. Okay, one second, I'll pause. Yeah, I can pause. I try not to pause when I'm doing speaking so that there's no kind of tricks. You know what I mean? Sometimes people try to inflate uh, their speaking skills by deleting the bits that were influent. And so, yeah, I try to keep them in, like just to show people, yeah, this is what it's like. Um, Oh, I already got spilled coffee on my textbook. Oh no, panic. Anyway，然而一些老年人，对此却感到力不从心。This is a HSK 7 through 9成语. What they want to do and what they're able to do are two different things. Yeah，在火车站电子客票的推广，极大的节省了游客的出行时间，这也让需要出行却不会网上购票的老人不知如何是好。在医院预约挂号，使得就医问诊秩序秩序井然，这是一个成语吗？秩序一般来说就是 order in the sense of order in the courtroom, order in society, that sort of thing. 秩序井然. Yeah, I don't think 秩序 by itself has this meaning. Yeah, out of order. Or maybe it's broader than I'm thinking. Yeah, order in society, in the classroom, on the roads. 有条不紊的状况，跟次序不同. No, they're completely different. uh, all right. So there's a 成语 here. 秩序井然. Was there a definition? No, for 秩序井然. Not in this dictionary. All right. 但一筹莫展的老人 is that another 成语？不好意思，一筹莫展 Yep, another 成语. These are non-HSK 成语. I've studied all the HSK 成语 already. 一筹莫展. All right, so at wit's end. 没有一点儿计策能施展，形容想不出一点儿办法。So this is another way of saying 不知所措，对吗？但一筹莫展的老人不得不站在挂号机前，寻求医的帮助。No, this is not 医 this is 导医的帮助。医的帮助。So this is something like you get assistance in a hospital or something like this. Give medical advice. It's not okay. So 寻求导医的帮助. Yeah, it's so it's the guidance is the doctor guiding the patient on how to do things. All right. 在餐厅扫码点餐，移动支付方便又卫生. Shit, I think so too. This is easier than queuing up. And yeah, I much prefer, like in China, I prefer paying on the phone because it's like I can take my time, I can carefully read all the characters, I can optimize the decisions. Like with like 5 people waiting behind you looking at a menu, I was like, oh, that'll do. You don't get what you want. Yeah, I do much prefer this. Yeah. But yeah, in Australia, I prefer because in Australia they make it really complicated. You got to put in your credit card number like digit by digit, and it's really complicated. Whereas in China, it's like scan, I want this, scans your thumbprint, and you're paid. And I've done it multiple times just in my videos when I've ordered. I'm making a video and I just live order takeaway or home delivery, I should say. I live order home delivery. But it takes me less than like 30 seconds. I just like done, click, scan thumbprint, done. And that's it. And then like 20, 30 minutes later, it'll be here. I'll do it later in the video. It's too early now. OK， 而还在使用老年机的人打错了呢？肯定打错，对吗？老年机没有这个词汇呢。我 no 打错了，对吗？你认为呢？打错了呢？我不确定。老年机的人可能是比喻，对呢？你认为呢？我真的不确定。我试一试。这就是原文，他们用老年机呢？年纪，课本说什么？而还在使用老年机。哦，使用老年机。老 no 没有打错了，老年机那个机就是机器。哦，OK no 意料之外的搭配。OK， 而还在使用老年机的人，老年是一个双关语对吗？也许是双关语。老年机的人，OK，就会无所适从，unable to adapt，无所适从，something like that，无所适从 ，uncertain what to do，无所适从。我有隐约的印象，可是好像我不太知道这个。对上了年纪的人来说，连看思维不足够，what 不足道是微不足道，连看似微不足道的生活细节。Yeah, sorry, no, there's nothing strange here. 连看似微不足道的生活细节，也有可能构成一道数字鸿沟。鸿沟 is a gulf or chasm or something like this, or a rift, like a big drop. It's hard to cross or pass. I think there's river at the bottom, maybe a valley or something like this. 造成日常生活的不便，更不用说新冠疫情防控期间I had trouble with that as well。由于老年人没有健康码，以致无法乘坐公交， Yeah, that's another thing as well. 甚至无法出入小区的情况屡屡发生，一度引起社会关注。Yeah, that was during the pandemic. I was in Beijing during the pandemic, and yeah, I was only meant to be there temporarily. I wasn't planning on moving there. It just happened to be there when the pandemic hit, and the government's like, you shouldn't go outdoors. And it's like, oh okay. Yeah, I had no idea what I was doing. I hadn't even figured out how to order food online, and yeah, I had to figure it out. I was still going to restaurants. Like the government saying you shouldn't go out to restaurants, and I kept going out to restaurants because I didn't know how to eat otherwise. Um, hmm. I did not have a kitchen, so I couldn't really cook for myself. I was only meant to be there temporarily, right? Life is weird. Bit of a late stage plot twist. All right. At the same time, it is a really interesting experience. All right, sorry, I need to adjust. That will do. 帮助老人顺利融入信息化社会。数字时代不能落下那些年迈的身影。第7次全国人口普查结果显示，中国60岁及以上人口已达2.64亿元。Yeah, so this is a maths concept. When you're speaking formally, you can put the D. When people in everyday speech are not that rigorous, but the G implies we're including this as well. If you say 60岁以上, it will be 61, 62, 63. And 60岁及以上, so 60 and up, right? So this is a fancy way of saying and, but in this particular statistics, when you're giving statistics, yeah, 60岁及以上, that's inclusive of 60. Yeah. 14、5、17. 14、5、17, 这是什么意思？ 14、5, this is 14 or 15? 全国60周岁及以上老年人口what is this? 人口预计将超过3亿。Is this the 14th 5-year plan? Like in Chinese politics, they have these 5-year plans. It could be that. It could be the 14th 5-year plan. 14、5. Yeah, that didn't help, did it? So yeah, you have the 双会, what is it? The double meeting of major Chinese political party, no, like departments or bodies, and they meet together and have these 5-year and 10-year plans, right? For China, where China's going in the next 5 years. So maybe this is the 14th such plan. Does that make sense? Not really. 5, what's 14 times 5? 50, 70, right? Yeah, that makes sense, right? So 70 years since the founding of the People's Republic of China. Yeah, so this would be every 5 years there's a meeting or 5-year plan or something like this. So when this took place, when was it? I'm not sure. The first one I remember was 16大. Yeah, that was the 16th one. Yeah, that's got to be what it is then. So 16大, this is 14大 or 14、5. So 16大 is the 16th meeting, this big grand meeting that determines the future directions for China. So this will be the 14th meeting in the 5-year plan, I guess. I'm not 100% sure. That's my ballpark guess at the moment. I'll tentatively use that as my working idea of what that means. It kind of makes sense. So this meeting was, but if it's a 5-year plan, this is not a plan. All right. 14学期. Or maybe it's the 14th and 15th meeting or meetings. That's an alternative hypothesis. Actually, it might actually be correct. 全国60周岁及以上老年人口预计将超过3亿，占总人口比例将超过20%。中国将进入中度老龄化社会。根据统计，截至今年6月，今年是什么时候？Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I do know, don't I? Because we have the original article. 今年, where is 今年? Okay, 2020 is 今年. Okay. Okay. 截至今年6月，在超过9亿的网民中，60岁及以上的人群占比为10.3%，让老年人更好分享信息化时代的发展红利，需要以更多的耐心帮助他们，从而让他们更加顺畅地拥抱智能生活。Okay, so I think this is related to those joint meetings, but I don't know precisely what. So yeah, China is facing 老龄化, aging population. This is a major challenge for Chinese politicians at the moment. Yeah, as a lot of other countries are all at the same time, as people seem less inclined to reproduce. 如果说传统的教育模式，是从父母一代到子女一代的知识传递，那么在信息化社会 Sorry, let me just adjust for a second. So, what was it? 那么在信息化社会，鉴于老年人所面对的数字困境，这就需要年轻人进行文化反哺。Yeah, this word I actually encountered yesterday, 反哺, and I think it's the wackiest word ever. 哺 refers to breastfeeding, right? So breastfeeding is usually a mother to their child, but yeah, I don't know. That's an old one, right? So the breastfeeding here is figurative, though. It's representing parents providing for their offspring. And 反哺 is counter breastfeed. Which is why it sounds so wacky, like reverse breastfeeding. So this refers to the offspring repaying their parents for their upbringing and so on. Repaying their parents, I suppose it's not limited to parents, but yeah. So in this context, we're talking about mummy and daddy not being particularly good with the old mobile phony. And so little Timmy over there has got to show them what to do. Yes, that's exactly what this text says. 帮助老人顺利融入信息化社会是义务也是责任。Um, okay, so that's very strong language, right? 义务, duty and responsibility. Um, yeah, I don't know. I tried helping my father with some things when he was getting old. Uh, he wasn't a fan of mobile phones, but at the same time, yeah, I'm not sure if he ever got into them. I don't know. It's just like you grew up without the need for these things, these gadgets, um, and they over time become more and more essential. The assumption is you have them. Yeah, when we were young, yeah, at my father's place, we didn't have a phone to begin with. We had no phones. Yeah, so I'd be at school and my friends would ask for my phone number, and I'm like, we don't have a phone. Yeah, and then all my friends got mobile phones, and I only had a landline at that time. Yeah, I've generally been a bit patient with adopting new technology. Um, yeah, some people adopt it very, very rapidly, but I tend to be a bit more cautious because usually the earlier models are less refined and so on. It takes time before they optimize it. There's lots of mistakes. You end up paying a lot more for the earlier models, and usually they're just not as good as you just wait a couple of years and it'll be better. Mm. But society changes and the rules of technological development changes, so who knows? I got into AI relatively quickly though. Um, but anything like blockchain, I avoid. Like I hear blockchain and it's like I'm pretty sure it's a scam. NFTs scam. I'm not even thinking about this. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm not as young as I used to be. Some of these things I just like. I feel like I don't need to know. I don't. I think I can live my life without knowing what a blockchain is. But I do kind of know what a blockchain is, though. But I have no interest in actually using it for anything. Um, I'm pretty sure it's just grifters and things like that, right? 在浙江嘉兴图书馆. I've been to Jiaxing. I went to why did I go to Jiaxing? Oh, I played in a chess tournament in Jiaxing. Jiaxing city in Zhejiang province known for 粽子. They have good 粽子 in Jiaxing. OK，在浙江嘉兴图书馆有一门专门课程，教授如何开关手机，怎么联网，怎样使用相机等常规操作。2019年，八名馆员，共组织了159场讲座，吸引了60岁到89岁的众多人参与。Yeah, they have similar things like this in Melbourne. Um, just teaching people how to use technology, also teaching people to be aware of scammers. Yeah, like especially focused on old people who get strange phone calls from their offspring or videos of their offspring, and it's like, I want money, and it's like, oh, here you go. Yeah, no, they're AI generated videos. It's nonsense. Um, yeah, so this is an actual serious problem in modern society, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, AI is one of these things that comes with good and bad, much like email. Email comes with a lot of scams and spammers and things like that, and so does AI. But that doesn't mean it's useless. 如今，越来越多的老年人拥抱数字生活，创造别样的精彩。有的爷爷奶奶戴上老花镜 old flower lens 老花镜 is this like figurative, like through the eyes of an old person? 老花镜 no. I don't even know this word in English. Presbyopic glasses. 老花镜. So it is just a type of glasses, okay? 戴上老花镜，认真学起了手机扫码、手机观看新闻、视频通话，跟孩子们的交流变得顺畅无阻。not 无止无阻无阻，顺畅无阻无阻也无阻。Sorry, trying to improve here. 无阻无阻 Yeah, unimpeded. 不少年轻 no 不少老年人也开始乐呵呵的观看网上有趣的短视频。Yeah. 浏览朋友圈，给亲戚朋友点赞。Yeah. Yeah, that's sort of part of the reason why I upload videos. Like, maybe people in 20 years will be like, oh, what was my ancestor like? This is what my ancestor was like. Hello, future me. Yeah. 老年人的数字需求得到满足，使他们在物质上和精神上更加富有，生活上更加幸福美满。Yeah, yeah. Some old people are getting into technology. If they get some of the things are really, really helpful for old people. Like, just because something is old doesn't mean it's convenient. There's lots of old things that are very inconvenient. And yeah, simply things like being able to call your children for help or something like that would probably be a fairly big bonus. 有温度的社会需要更多的包容。Okay, so here, 温度 presumably is not used literally. 温度 means temperature. 有温度的社会. So a society with temperature. Presumably it's something like a warm society or something like this, a welcoming society. 对一些互联网平台来说，要针对老年人的需求提供替代选择，构建更具包容性的智慧老龄社会新形态。有专家建议，除了在技术开发中，更加除了在技术开发中更加注重老年人的需求和习惯外，在公共政策制定和公共服务方面，也要给老年人提供多元选择和替代方案。So one option is to provide alternatives, more elderly friendly alternatives. Yeah, sometimes it's very, very hard to know what to do. Like, I don't even think it's the elderly that have trouble with this. Like, people my age certainly have trouble with it too. It's just too much. Especially, like, in Australia, like, buying things at restaurants and having to go through apps and things like that, it's a pain. In China, it's really convenient. It's not that I'm anti-technology. It's like I love doing it in China because I scan the code, I select what I want. Like the menus on my phone, I want this, and then I get that. And I don't have to queue up. I can sit there and I can take as long as I want. That's really the advantage. Like I can sit there and optimize my decision and no one cares. Like I could take 20 minutes if I wanted to and no one's going to bother me. 现实中不少地方多拼开局，多拼并举，多搓拼局， 多搓并举，多搓并举。Presumably this is a 成语。多搓并举，多搓并举。I think it's a 成语。I'll have to look it up online then. 有道，多搓并举，多搓并举。I think it's a 成语。多错并举，多错并举，多错并举。Just multiple measures, right? 多错并举，汉语词语，基本意思为一起行动，同时实施，同时实施。There's a lot of shis in Chinese. So it means to take action in parallel. You're not just doing one thing at a time. You're concurrently engaged in multiple things. Yeah. 多错并举，多错并举。OK，现实中不少地方多错并举，帮助老年人融入移动互联网世界。这些年来，银行在普遍设立了 ATM 机器人，机器人柜员后，机器人柜员后什么意思？还始终保留着适合老年人的人工柜员服务。柜员 is 柜员 a word? Is it like 服务员？机器人柜员 Ella, how do I not know this word? 柜员 I don't know this word. 柜员 is a word apparently. 还始终保留着适合老年人的人工柜员服务 ，so human and robot services。在上海有医院有医院什么大门吊大门，no 吊大门诊标识人间字体。改善在线预约系统布局，致力于优化老年人就医环境，打造老年友好界面。在浙江杭州，市民卡和健康码。Oh, this is the name of some card. Apparently, it's I don't know, citizens card. No, city. Like it'll be a Hangzhou specific card, apparently. 市民卡和健康码，深度融合。老年人刷一下卡就能看病就医，公交出行。这体现了信息化时代的人文关怀。Yeah, sort of. But then sometimes the system doesn't work. There's something wrong with the system. I always find. All right, so going back, where were we? Where was the here? 有医院 here. 吊大门 what? 吊大 is there a word here? 吊大门 it's just 大门 right? 吊大门医院吊大门诊大门诊the 门诊 is also a word. 标识 So So the da is just modifying 标识, right? What is it? 有医院调. Is there a word here I'm missing? Like to display or something like this? 调. Adjust? Yeah, I'm not sure. What do you reckon this is? Actually, we can go here. This one? So where was it? Here. 有医院调大门诊标示. So this textbook changed 标示 to 标识. All right. Okay. 有医院 here. 在上海. This one. So I'll give it to AI and I'll just copy the whole lot. Here, can you help me understand? Where was it? Here.有医院. Oh, it's 调大 to increase the size of 调大. Yeah, so 调大. So 调大, I should have known that, is something like to increase the size of. All right. Yeah. 调大. Okay. Yep. I should have figured that out, but all right. 调大. I mean, I kind of figured out that the font was large and so on. It was just readable. 人间字体改善. Okay. 在上海有医院调大门诊标识，人间字体改善. Sorry, there's a comma. Sorry, a 顿号 here, right? 调大门诊标识人间字体. So 调大 also applies to 字体. So increasing the size of the sign and also increasing the font on signage. All right. So, okay, back here. 由此可见，给老年人在风驰电什么风驰电什么的坏时代，留个慢选项，能填补代际间的数字沟壑. Wow, this one, yeah, I remember studying this. It's in the corpus, but this is not a HSK character, I'm pretty sure. Like, this is one of these ones I go, oh, am I ever going to need this character? And there it is. All right. I think it's Goha. I don't know. I did study this at some point. Yeah. Oh, I remember studying this. I was like, am I ever really going to need this? Goha. There it is. 也让老年人享受到数字时代的馈赠，对吗？馈赠，what's 馈赠？馈赠，something like returns. Like the idea is that, all right, we've put all this money into this new technology and so on. There should be some returns, something like that. 馈赠. So it's literally a gift. Okay. But I don't think we're meant to interpret it as a gift. 因为今天的他们就是明天的我们。OK，但是 yeah。I'm getting too old to keep up with every technology that appears. I'm gonna skip a few of them here and there, I can tell you. Um, yeah, I'm not big into those. The TikToks and the old things like that. The red books. It kind of came auto installed on my phone. I bought my phone here. Um, yeah, there's a whole bunch of Chinese ones. 抖音、小红书. Yeah, I never really got into them. All right. What was this one? 风驰电掣, I presume. 风驰电掣. So is this like at a rapid pace? 风驰电掣. 风驰电掣. Not that 掣 though. 掣. Okay. I don't know this character. I presume it's in the corpus. So for those of you who don't know, I've been working on the more than enough Hansa corpus for a few years now, actually. Time flies. It came about because the HSK, they said there was going to be a 3.0, and then they changed, then that was announced in 2021, and then there kind of wasn't. And then in late 2025, they kind of just like changed the whole thing. And so, yeah, somewhere before that announcement, I kind of decided, all right, I need to make my vocab knowledge robust to whatever changes that could happen in the future with the HSK. So yeah, I did a whole bunch of characters for this, and like for each character you study a whole bunch of words and so on. Yeah, sorry, 1 second. All right, so I'll show you the corpus. So it's on GitHub for free. You can download it if you like. So 风驰电掣. 风驰电掣. Yeah, unsurprisingly, it's my hint. So each character, I give a hint. 风驰电掣, fast as lightning. All right, and what does 掣 mean? So is 徐掣 a word? 徐掣. No. Okay. So wind, 驰 can refer to gallop, like a horse. 电 lightning, 掣, not sure the relevance here. Oh, to flash past. Okay, so they all pertain to things that are fast, right? Gone like the wind, as fast as lightning, you're galloping like a horse, and 掣. 风驰电掣. 风驰电掣. What was the other one? 沟壑. Yeah, and this is where I studied this word, 沟壑. 山河沟壑. I give them hints, usually 3 or 4 character hints. They're hints rather than, yeah, it's a very deep, I don't know, kind of like fjord or something like this. A deep valley that's been carved out by a river like this. Yeah, 沟壑. I wasn't expecting to encounter it. Some of these characters, yeah, I sometimes encounter, which is very surprising. I don't know, it's surprising, but also I chose these characters because there is some possibility of me encountering them at some point. All right, what are we doing now? Let's do a reread, because I definitely read that quite influently. All right, let's do a take 2. So I guess I'll do the title first. 信息化社会，一个都不能少。 语音聊天、视频通话、点赞、收藏、转发、分享，在社交软件上，年轻人信手拈来的操作，对家里的老年人来说，可能会复杂的不行。不久前，浙江杭州一个女孩为外婆手绘了一份微信实用说明书，字迹工整，内容详细，图文并茂，词句相当暖心，打动了一众网友，也将老年人如何更好适应数字生活的话题，再次带进公众视野。如今，得益于数字化、信息化的发展，智能生活加速推进，为人们带来的便利，那真是没得说。然而，一些老年人对此却感到力不从心。在火车站，电子客票的推广，极大的节省了旅客的出行时间。这也让需要出行却不会网上购票的老人不知如何是好。在医院预约挂号，使得就医问诊秩序井然。但一筹莫展的老人，不得不站在挂号机前，寻求导医的帮助，在餐厅扫码扫码点餐，移动支付方便又卫生，而还在使用老年机的人就会无所适从。对上了年纪的人来说，连看似微不足道的生活细节，也有可能构成一道红沟，造成日常生活的不便。更不用说，新冠疫情防控期间，由于老年人没有健康码，以致无法乘坐公交，甚至无法出入小区的情况屡屡发生，一度引起社会关注。帮助老人顺利融入信息化社会。数字时代不能落下那些年迈的身影。第七次全国人口普查结果显示，中国60岁及以上的人口达2.64亿人，十四五、十七，全国69岁及以上老年人口预计将超过3亿，占总人口比例将超过20%。中国将进入中度老龄化社会。根据统计，截至今年6月，在超过9亿的网民中，60岁及以上人群占比为10.3%，让老年人更好分享信息化时代的发展红利，需要以 更多的耐心帮助他们，从而让他们更加顺畅地拥抱智能生活。如果说，传统的教育模式是从父母一代到子女一代的知识传递，那么在信息化社会，鉴于老年人所面对的数字困境，这就需要年轻人进行文化反哺，帮助老年顺利融入信息化社会是义务也是责任。This is the most interesting word, or one of the wackiest words I've seen in Chinese. You like reverse breastfeed. 在浙江嘉兴图书馆有一门专门课程，呃，教授教授如何开关手机，怎么联网，怎样使用相机常规的操作。2019年8名馆员共组织了159场讲座，吸引了60岁到89岁的众多老人参与。如今，越来越多的老年人拥抱数字生活，创造别样的精彩。有的爷爷奶奶戴上老花镜，认真学起了手机扫码、手机观看新闻、视频通话，跟孩子们的交流变得顺畅无阻。不少老年人也开始乐呵呵地观看网上有趣的短视频，浏览朋友圈，给亲戚朋友点赞。老年人的数字需求得到满足，使他们在物质上和精神上更加富有，生活上更加幸福美满。有温度的社会需要更多的包容。对一些互联网平台来说，要针对老年人的需求提供替代选择，提供替代选择，构建更具构建更具包容性的智慧老龄社会新形态。That's really hard to say. 构建更具包容性的智慧老龄社会新形态。有专家建议，除了在技术开发中更加注意老年人的需求和习惯外，在公共政策制定和公共服务方面，也要给老年人提供多元选择和替代方案。现实中，不少地方多措并举，帮助老年人融入移动互联网世界。这些年来，银行在普遍设立了 ATM 机器人柜员后，还始终保留着适合老年人的人工柜员服务。在上海有医院调大门诊标识、诊间字体，改善在线预约系统布局。 致力于优化老年人就医环境，致力于。Remind me, what is 致力于？致力于 striving for, right? This is so it's something like in order to strive for this, right? 打造老年友好界面，在浙江杭州，居民卡和健康码深入融合，老年人刷一下卡就能看病就医。公交出行，这体现了信息化时代的人文关怀。由此可见，给老年人在风驰电掣的快时代留个慢选项，能填补代际间的数字沟壑，也让老年人享受到数字时代的馈赠。因为今天的他们就是明天的我们。也这个代际is 代际 a word? 代际 like intergenerational? I think it is a word. 代际 Oh wow. All right, it's a word. 代际 intergenerational. All right. So I've read it twice. The second time was much more fluent, but it's not perfect. Let's have a look at the words. So 手绘. Yeah, so some of them I didn't realize 手绘. So this is used, like you probably know 手写 to handwrite, 手写汉字 to handwrite characters. 手绘. So this is hand drawn or to draw by hand. 手工绘制图案，手绘书签。What is 书签? A bookmark, right? 书签? Is it a bookmark? So a handmade or hand? Yeah, it is a bookmark. So presumably the bookmark has some art on it, and that art on the bookmark is handmade. 字迹 is kind of like your handwriting, I don't know. 文字的笔画形体 Yeah, I don't know. 工整 Yeah, that one caught me off guard. 细致整齐 Yeah, 字迹工整，笔画工整 Something like it's tidy and it's 细致 meticulous or intricate. Yeah. Let's go ask the AI what things can be might be 工整 Not that one. 工整 And we'll go look at some images. Handwriting. 字写得很工整 Okay. And all right, so this is 字写得很工整 Okay. So, oh wow. Whoa, that's substantially better than I can write in English. Recently, there is a controversy among students with regards to being given Okay, so the English isn't so great, but the handwriting is fantastic. Wow, which arouses yeah, it arouses. Yeah, sometimes there are alternative meanings for words that you might not know. Arouses a heat debate. The diverse opinions are as follows. That's all right, but maybe you should have 冒号 here. From some students' perspectives, well, if you're putting the apostrophe after the S, it implies there's multiple students, right? So it should be plural. Perspectives. There's more than one perspective. From some students' perspectives, it will be of great benefit for their health, enabling them to be well developed. Yeah, usually I'd probably put a hyphen there, but I don't know if it's obligatory. But at the same time, some students hold the idea that this kind of education will take up their time. Yeah, so you're talking formally, take up is a bit informal. So like will consume their time, occupy their time, which will be better spent studying otherwise. Yeah, better spent studying otherwise. No, studying something else. Studying something else. What is our worse matter, or what is worse, or you can just say moreover, or what is a worse matter is that. Yeah, it's very clunky. It will have a negative effect on their grades. Okay, this second part's fine. You can just put worse, comma, it will have a negative effect. Actually, the second part is okay, but the logic's a bit weird. It will, yeah, you need to say it potentially will, right? What are we talking about? Labor education reforms, is it? Oh, this is a spelling error here. Put it briefly, it goes without saying that the students are given less and less chances. Less doesn't go with chance. Like fewer chances. Incrementally fewer chances, or fewer and fewer chances. Yeah, not less and less. Yeah, less and less chance of success. Students are given less and less chance of laboring nowadays. I have no idea what that means. Laboring. Yeah, all right, delete laboring nowadays. Less and less chance of success. Less and less fewer opportunities. And given is more like provided with is a bit more better, which has led to the lack of the sense of labor and responsibility. Which has led to devaluing labor and responsibility. No, just get rid of this responsibility. It sounds like Chinese to me. Which has led, and thereby devalue labor. Yeah. Anyway, thereby, to put it briefly, it goes without saying. Then why are you saying it? This feels like something you knew. Your teacher told you to write. To put it briefly, it goes without saying. All right, just get to the point. Delete. Students are given fewer chances of success, and thereby devalue labor. Yeah, in my judgment, what the blah blah blah. Yeah. Anyway, this is Gongzheng, right? How do we get onto this? I shouldn't have started correcting people's English. Gongzheng. This is very neat handwriting, right? This is incredibly neat handwriting. And Gongzheng 的手写体. Okay. So this is incredibly neatly written. Yeah, there's a typo. This should be an S, right? Controversy. Anyway. Okay. 每代人都有各自的机缘与使命. This is a word? Oh, there's a 顿号 here, right? 际遇和挑战。时光两头的你与时光两头的你与我，既如此，然我新世纪的中国，no， 新时代的中国 ，sorry， 是你我共有的中国，他的梦当是你我齐追逐的美好的远方。Yeah, there's a 一起. This 起 is used as an adverb meaning in unison or something like this. All right. 此肺腑. Yeah, I learned this with my Chinese teacher the other day, actually. There's 五脏六腑, right? And this is in traditional Chinese medicine. It's kind of like organ, but it's yeah, it's not the same treatment as in Western medicine. But anyway, it's your lungs. 举肺腑之言，我装进血光瓶。That's very poetic. I've been filled. I've filled the bottle of time. Something like this. 留待你亲启. All right. Anyway, what else can be 工整? What is this? 拍板 哦，拍板 typesetting 拍板很工整。I'm not seeing exceptional typesetting here, am I? All right, but anyway. 衣服叠得很工整 clothes neatly folded. Oh, those are some 工整 folded clothes, aren't they? That's pretty 工整 to me. Yeah, 教你1秒快速叠衣服，又快又整齐。Yeah, so the 整 is 整齐的整, right? All right. Maybe it's mostly suitable for handwriting. 桌面摆得很工整. So I'm expecting an exceptionally tidy desk. Is that an exceptionally tidy desk? I mean, it's not bad. This one, there's not many cables sticking out. Looks pretty 工整, right? 这栋楼的设计很工整. The design of a building. All right, let's see what we got. Is that 工整? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that looks pretty 工整. Yeah. Facial features. 五官很工整. I'm not sure if I want to look at this, but all right. Everything is very prim and proper. This is 工整, right? So, like her facial features are where they should be, I guess. That's the idea. Okay, what is this? 术前. So this is before surgery and after surgery. I can't tell the difference. Oh, the nose is a little bit straighter. Is that the idea? 下巴短什么? Okay, so the mandible. Oh, okay, so here. All right. Her cheeks became poofy. 羞羞脸也能自然细. All right. All right, we're now experts on 工整. All right, 1 second. Right, where were we? 工整. 暖心. Yeah, also like 热心, right? It's probably just the same thing, right? 使人心里感到温暖. 暖心 is an adjective. 热心, 暖心, are they the same thing? I don't know. 热心, enthusiastic, ardent. 暖心. Not even in the dictionary. Bit of an issue. Bit of an issue is you get to my level and you're kind of like, some of the words are just not in dictionaries. 心很暖. Maybe I should just look up 暖, because maybe 暖心 is not really a word in itself. I'm not sure. 暖和. It literally just means warm though, doesn't it? But 学东西暖心, maybe it's like to warm a heart, or heartwarming. 使人心里感到温暖. Yeah, heartwarming. Yeah, I think that'll do. Let us continue. 一众. 一群. 数量这种. Oh, it's a measure word. Oh, okay. 一众. Yeah, all right. A crowd of people. All right. That's not a challenge. 视野, your field of vision. I don't know. I think we need to worry about that. 得益 to benefit from. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so made sure. This one I don't really know. Is it going to teach us? It probably will teach us in a second here. So let's not do it right now. 导一. Yeah, that one. So the stars are the ones that are not HSK words. But all right. 导一. So this is like you're in a hospital and you're getting guidance of some kind. 引导或指导患者合理就医的人。合理就医的人。合理 is an adjective meaning reasonable. Is there another meaning? I don't know. 合理就医的人。Like someone like connect with? No. It's an adjective meaning reasonable. Here it's used as a verb, right? What do you reckon it means? What could it mean? All right, I'm going to go ask the AI. This one. So here in my textbook has a definition of 导一. 导一 as, what is it called? What does it say? 引导或指导引导或指导患者合理就医的人。I'm confused as to what 合理 means here. That's a great question. See a doctor in a reasonable way. What was seeing a doctor in an unreasonable way possible? I guess it's like without spending a whole day or something like this. Is that the idea? 合理就医 and the appropriate 合理就医 all right, so 合理 is being used as in this kind of ballpark, but 合理 it's used by means of a reasonable method. All right, in the appropriate, correct medical, so in the right way, in the right place. Yeah, so okay, 合理价格 reasonable price, 合理安排时间 that one I've seen a lot. 合理安排时间 arrange your time, organize your time efficiently or reasonably. 合理饮食合理要求 these are just adjectives modifying nouns. This is an adverb modifying a verb or a verb phrase. Can you give me more examples of 合理 being used as an adverb to modify verb phrases, please? I don't need all the others. I just want the Chinese. All the others is just a waste of tokens. 我们要合理的安排时间。你应该合理分配精力和财力。公司需要合理利用现有资源，并合理规划你的学习计划。All right, I think I got it now. So 就医 here is a verb. But if you have a 的人 then it's used as a not a verb. 合理就医。Yeah, this particular example is quite complicated, isn't it? 合理就医，要合理就医。All right, let's move on. It's not that important. 扫码 yeah. 扫描二维码 yeah. I don't know what else to say. 扫码点餐 is the usual collocation. 鸿沟 yeah, we saw photos of, oh no, we saw 沟壑 鸿沟 is a large, I don't know, a large has a between things 鸿沟。与事物间明显的难以what is this character? 逾越 is it you first tone? I'm not sure. 逾越的界限，竖着鸿沟，逾越。No, it's second tone. 逾越，逾越。I have studied this character, but it seems I forget. All right. So 逾越 so 跨越 跨越 is easier to understand. Yeah, so it's just a kind of obstacle that prevents you from moving forward because there's a big hole in the ground. Figuratively, 疫情 it's like both pandemic and epidemic. Yeah, I don't know the difference in epidemiological terms, but 疫情 doesn't differentiate between pandemic and epidemic. Okay. 防控 to prevent and control. Yeah, like crime or something. Lulu. Yeah, repeatedly. One of the multiple ways of saying repeatedly. Lulu. This one's a bit formal. My belief is, yeah, Lu or Lu Ci, a bit formal. 一度 for a time period. So in the past, you've got some time period where something is true. So 一度 is an adverb referring to a time period. No examples. Okay, 年迈. 年迈 refers to someone who's elderly. 年纪老, yeah. 身影 it's kind of silhouette, but it's often used figuratively, right? 觉人或物的形象 the shape of a person or object. All right. 盲目的身影高大的身影 yeah, it's not you're not really caring that you're seeing an outline or silhouette or something like this of a person. It's used figuratively. 仪 fancy word for 和 yeah. It comes up a bit in maths. So yeah, so when you want to say something is inclusive, so like you know, we saw it with a 60岁及以上, so 60 years and above, right? If you don't include the 及, it's not inclusive, right? But that's only if you're speaking strictly, right, in a maths context. 节制, have we not studied this already? This refers to the deadline or, hold on, no, 节制 is until a certain date, 节制, and then usually it's immediately preceded by a date. So 节制3月, something like this. So it implies you have data up until a certain cutoff point, such as the time of writing. Yeah. So if you're writing an essay, you don't know what's going to happen in the future. At the time of writing, yeah, or maybe you are relying on data from 2003, you might use it then. 节制. Yeah, there's this other word here, 截止. 截止 is kind of like a deadline or endpoint with respect to time. 截止到. Yeah, easy to get those two confused. All right, 占比. 占比 literally occupy a proportion, usually used in news or when you're citing statistics. Like citing statistics, I think always citing statistics. I think it's okay, so it seems like it's always a percentage. 占比, I usually see it in the news. In the news or when I'm like watching the news, CCTV news or reading the news. Statistics like census data and I don't know, geography. You know, what proportion of China is taken up by Tibet or something like this. 占比. But usually it's numerical statistics. Yeah. 顺畅, smoothly. Yeah, this is not a problem. You can also use this for your speaking to mean fluent as well. It's smooth, unobstructed, unimpeded kind of thing. 反哺. Yeah, I'm not sure. Is this like a new word? I'm not. 传说 Okay, maybe not. 传说中有种鸟长大后会寻找食物，喂给飞不动的母鸟吃。哦，OK，比喻子女长大，奉养父母。哺 is wait. Okay, yeah. So 哺 is used in breastfeeding, like 哺乳, right? 哺乳喂养, right? You're feeding your children. That's where it's normally used. You might know the word 哺乳动物, mammals. Mammals are noted for their mammary glands, the ability to breastfeed, and a few other things. But hence the name mammal, and 哺乳动物 is like breastfeeding animals in Chinese, right? So fanbu is used figuratively, like reverse breastfeeding. So I think it's kind of cool. But apparently it comes from this story where there was a bird. Now, normally you would not talk about birds breastfeeding. So here it's like another layer of metaphor again, is it? Anyway, wei just means to feed. So yeah, so a mother bird feeding the child bird, the chicks. Yeah, 反哺之情. Yeah, 别样. This is just some other form, right? Just like has another form, if I remember correctly. 有性词，另一种. Yeah, 不同寻常. 特别，别样的美，别样的人生. Maybe this one's a little tricky. Actually, I'm going to color this in. This really is quite new, and I did not know there was a background story. 别样. Oh, 别样. Another, yeah, 别样心情. Kind of like an alternative, right? 绝代所说范围之外的东西. Yeah. 劳花镜. Yeah, this one I didn't know, did I? 共眼睛，劳花的人所用的眼镜. What is 劳花? Old flower. 劳花. Okay, long-sightedness. What is long-sightedness? I don't even know what these are. I haven't gotten to the stage where I sort of have glasses. My vision's getting a little bit blurrier, but it's surprising how much it's surviving. Yeah, anyway, 劳花, long-sightedness. I don't know. 乐呵呵. Yeah, I got to do something. Just a sec. All right, so whenever we see 乐呵呵 or something like this, we get out our trusty 重叠词. Oh, I'm put it here, kind of. 重叠词训练大全 and look at 乐呵呵 and the other words. 3 characters. Yeah. Let's go through them. Yeah, some of them I had to add, right? 火辣辣. 火辣辣，静悄悄，闹哄哄，淅沥沥，哗啦啦，笑盈盈，毛茸茸，笑眯眯，脏兮兮，甜津津，乱哄哄，顶呱呱，胖嘟嘟，雾蒙蒙，空荡荡，胖乎乎，圆滚滚，急匆匆，笑盈盈，笑盈盈，笑盈盈，乐呵呵，there it is，乐呵呵。甜滋滋，香喷喷，沉甸甸，甜蜜蜜，鲜嫩嫩，乱蓬蓬，水灵灵，急冲冲，兴冲冲，白花花，白嫩嫩，白黄黄，金灿灿，金闪闪，绿茵茵，绿油油，绿莹莹，灰扑扑。Sorry, am I on the page? 灰扑扑，黑压压， 黑乎乎，红扑扑，蓝湛湛，灰沉沉，灰溜溜，灰溜溜，灰溜溜，干巴巴，皱巴巴，光秃秃，天苍苍，野茫茫，气冲冲，恶狠狠，冷冰冰，阴森森。There's more. Okay. 直勾勾，盐巴巴，齐刷刷，油腻腻，直挺挺，甜丝丝，美滋滋，湿淋淋，傻乎乎，硬邦邦，暗沉沉，慢吞吞，慢腾腾，傻愣愣，密匝匝，软绵绵，怯生生，醉醺醺，瘦巴巴，气昂昂，贼溜溜。贼溜溜，懒洋洋，凉飕飕，亮堂堂，暖洋洋，对吗？暖洋洋，暖融融，乱糟糟，水汪汪，轻飘飘，湿漉漉，咕噜噜，咕噜噜，咕等等，那个是咕，咕噜噜，其实咕噜噜，对吗？哦，这是咕噜噜呢？不可能呢！咕噜噜，咕噜噜，咕，这里的咕是医生，有意思，controversial。咕噜噜，apparently it is this, but 注意，这里的露露，口语中也读噜噜，不以写作咕噜噜的。OK，it is 咕噜噜，咕噜噜。What does that actually mean? I don't know. Gu is bone. Lu is used in shulu, like drowned. Ululu, rumble, roll. It's just a sound, right? Is it? Onomatopoeia, yeah. Ululu, gu ling ling, le tao tao, ku ti ti, lei wang wang, xiu da da, liang jing jing. Okay, there you go. Enjoy. That's that if you want. Yeah, I bought a bunch of these. So when it comes up, I feel obligated to just practice the batch. All right. Now, where were we? 乐呵呵 is just 高兴, right? Yeah, it's kind of like I don't know, I tend to interpret these as more cutesy poo ways of saying things. Anyway, 浏览. 浏览 to browse. What do you use to browse? You use a 浏览器, you browse the internet. But you can also 浏览, if you go to like a library, you can 浏览 the shelves and things like that. 美满, yeah, the usage of 美满 in this text, I think, was a bit weird. Maybe they just had to stuff that word in somewhere and didn't have a fantastic point. But 美满 refers to a kind of like a blessed life. Usually it's used to describe like after you get married, you have this kind of satisfying, stable lifestyle. Yeah. 选项. 选项 refers to when you have a list of items. So each item is a 选项. So yeah, 本题有4个选项. Yeah, so you want to choose the correct 选项 and eliminate the incorrect 选项. Yeah, 人文, humanities or something like this. Just, I don't know. It refers to that sort of thing. It's just the arts and literature and things like this. The culture of people, human culture. 构建, to form or construct. Yeah, 建立. So it's used more broadly though. 构建. Yeah, 多用于抽象事物. Yeah, used more abstractly. Yeah, 构建新的学科体系. So you're forming a new 学科, I don't know, academic system, something in that ballpark. Scientific system. 多元, yeah, multifaceted or something in this ballpark. You might talk about 多元文化的城市, like a multicultural city, something like that. 病局. Oh yeah, did this come up? 病局. Yeah, we studied this at some point. There's a 成语 with 病局. Like this means to raise two topics as if they're the same thing, kind of thing. There's like a 成语. I've studied a 成语. Yeah, they're sort of raised at the same time, and sometimes yeah, 同时举办. 举办 is not the same, right? Okay, first of all, let's look at 病局. I remember there being a 成语 talking about raising two topics as if they're the same thing when they're totally different. Like it's something in the ballpark of like chalk and cheese. 病局. All right. 同时性办. So there was a 成语, wasn't there? Here. 多错并举. 多错并举. Yeah, 多错并举. Do I color this in? I don't know. I'll color it in. Think about whether or not I wanted to color it in later, and then I don't have to think about it. What's the 成语? 同时并举. I remember there being a 并举 sentence, a 并举成语. I'm not making this up. This is not a hallucination. I recall there being a 成语 which means something in the ballpark of chalk and cheese using 并举. This one? 多错并举. 齐头并举, not the same. 截然不同, 天壤之别, 大象径庭. I don't know this one. 南辕北辙, that's not really the same thing. I remember there being something like raising, it was something like this, but it was something where you criticize raising or comparing two dissimilar topics as you're presenting them as if they're comparable, whereas in reality they are like quite distinct. Oh, this one. 相提并论. This one. 相提并论. Yeah, no, yeah, I figured it out. So it wasn't 并举, it was 并论. 相提并论. So to discuss two disparate things together, you mention on equal terms. Yeah. Okay, 相提并论. So I wasn't making it up, but yeah. Yep. I'm just going to say thanks. I don't know, I'm a human, I have to thanks. You got it. It's 相提并论. All right. I just wanted to say thanks. As a human, I have to just say thanks. Okay, so it's not 并举, it's 相提并论. 相提并论. That's the one I was thinking of. 相提并论. 相提并论. Okay, so 相, sorry, just a sec, I'll write it in my textbook. 并, 论. There you go. 我的写记, 我的笔记, 我的笔记. 公正不公正? 一点都不公正. 相提并论. Yeah, my T is gigantic, isn't it? 相提公正. 相提并论. Okay, so not this one. All right. 会员. Yeah, I've always said 服务员, but all right. 柜台工作人员. 金融机构的. Okay. Okay, 标识. This is yet another sign. The original said 标示, didn't it? 在线 online. There's also 线上, which is also online, and 线下, which is offline. 布局 refers to the layout, such as the layout of a website, a layout of a supermarket, something like that. 致力 is to put your effort into something. Usually it's a large amount of effort. So 我致力于学习中文. I'm dedicated to learning Chinese. Something like this. 把力量用的某个方面, yeah. 致力协作. Yeah, usually there's a U afterwards, but it's not obligatory. 致力. 致力协作. So this person is putting all their effort into writing. Maybe they're an author or something like this. 优化, to optimize. Yeah, that's what it means. Yeah, it's using 化 to turn adjective 优 into a verb, right? 优化. 界面 is an interface, such as a computer interface or something like this. 优化用户界面, yeah. 就医 to receive medical treatment or something like this. 到医生那里治病, yeah. 一旦感染, 应该及时就医. But you can also say other things like 看病. 看病, yeah, I think 看病 is easier. 就医 is a bit more formal, right? Sorry. 沟壑. Okay, 山沟. All right, 1 second. Yeah, it's either too hot or too cold. Which do you prefer? That's what it's like at the moment. 惠赠. Oh, sorry, 沟壑. 沟壑 was that ravine or something like this. Yeah, so used figuratively. 比喻. 阻隔. What is 阻隔? It is an obstacle that separates. 阻隔. Oops. Cut off. Isolated, separated. Yeah. 惠赠. Okay. 赠送礼品. Yeah, so it's used figuratively. So the text uses it to be the gifts that are given by I don't know, technology and so on. 带些特产馈赠新朋. Oh, they're using it as a verb. 馈赠, to gift a close friend. Okay. It wasn't obvious to me that it was functional as a verb. All right, so what can I do in this video? I want to stop at the 2-hour mark and then upload kind of thing. Okay. 注释, 点赞, 收藏, 转发. So 点赞, this is like web jargon. 点赞 as opposed to 点彩. Yeah, this is 点赞. 收藏. Oh, 收藏 is to store. You're storing it in some way. And 转发, repost, or something like that. 这叫软件上的基本功能。下图示例，从左到右分别是点赞、收藏、转发。Yeah, so this is star. Okay, so star, it's kind of like bookmark, maybe. 收藏 is more like store, though. Yeah, there's also 点彩. 点彩 is to downvote. This one. This one. It is a word. It is a word. It's not in the dictionary yet. That's the downvote. Okay. So 健康码. Yeah, so sometimes when you go to hospitals, there's procedures like this that I don't fully understand, like having a health code. Oh, this was during the pandemic, actually. 健康码. if you wanted to go out, you needed to saw arwema. Yeah, so you basically you need to display a green barcode on your phone, a QR code on your phone, and yeah, so that when there were vaccines, you needed to be vaccinated. You needed to not be in an area with a case of COVID within a certain time period, this sort of thing. 在新冠疫情防控期间应运而生，这以真实数据为依据生成的属于个人的二维码。该二维码作为个人在当地出入通行的一个电子凭证，实现一次申报，全市通用。Yeah, so there was a while there where you had to get your phone out and display your QR code. There was different colors, right? And yeah, if you got if it changed to like yellow or red, you shouldn't go out. But it never happened. Oh, pardon me. It never happened to me. Mine was always green and I had nothing. Yeah, there was a while there when foreigners were taking screenshots of the QR code and people were catching on to this. Like, it was like, so because they had, it was a bit naughty. Like, so you're meant to like scan a QR code and it will pop up with the details on your phone. But most of the Bao'an were a bit kind of, I don't know, nonchalant. They were just kind of, they're not experts on testing people's, I don't know, medical conditions. So what happened was that some people, foreigners would just take a screenshot of an already green a QR code and then just show the security guards like, oh yeah, that's all right. And then after a while, they kind of got in trouble for that. I don't know. I never stressed about it. I never did that, of course. I never stressed about the QR codes. I never had any trouble with them. Like, yeah, it was more trouble without them, honestly, because you'd have these security guards that didn't know what they were doing, and then you'd have like me coming along, and it's like, whoa. And they come up with their own off the top of their head rules. They're just making up on the spot. Yeah. The problem was, well, I lived in China before the pandemic hit. So it's like I'm not going over. I'm not going away. But then, yeah, how do I say this? There was a bit of prejudice for a while. The minute someone saw a foreigner, it was like we were considered diseased, and it was a very unpleasant time. Anyway, yeah. So it wasn't great. It wasn't great, but it wasn't just foreigners as well. I remember hearing about people with the Wuhan, was it Hubei? No, Hunan, is it Hunan? Hunan license, if I remember correctly, license plate. So they see that license plate and then kind of like, suspicious. So there was a lot of kind of, I don't know, trouble that came around with people having all these, I don't know, thoughts about things, and they're kind of replacing what they should do with kind of, all sorts of wackiness. And yeah, once we got the QR code, it stopped being a hassle, right? You could just scan the QR code, it's like, yeah, I'm fine. And then everyone would be like, okay. And then, yeah. it was a bit easier after that. Anyway, kind of, I feel like I lived through part of Chinese history. Anyway, you can add that to your textbook. So someone in like 10, 20 years will write a textbook, a history textbook, and give to the kids in school. and I'll be document my YouTube video. 14.5 OK， 指中华人民共和国国民经济和社会发展第14个5年规划。So it is one of those 5-year plans. It's the 14th 5-year plan. So 14.5 OK， 14.5时期经济社会发展主要目标，经济发展取得新成效，改革开放迈出新步伐，社会文明程度得到新提高，生态文明建设实现新进步，民生扶持福祉 ，not too sure about this one， 达到新水平，国家治理效能得到新提升。Lots of kind of overarching political strategies here. 福祉 I feel like I've seen this one. Welfare. I feel like I've studied this at some point. There's another word, isn't there, for welfare, though, right? What is it? Is it just 福祉 or something like this? Welfare. 福利, this one. 福利. 福利, that's the one we study, right? 福祉 is very similar. 福祉 maybe broader? I don't know. 福利. Well, okay, 福利 is a welfare system. So here's some money so you can raise your children. 福祉 it's about someone's welfare. Or a little bit different. Anyway. 文化反哺. So this is like repaying your parents for raising you kind of thing. 指在急速的文化变迁时代所发生的代际间的文化传承过程，它是文化和文明积累的基本方式，也是一个民族和社会能够不断前行的基本条件，是社会转型期的必然现象。This sounded more political than educational. All right. Anyway. Basically, it's saying this is a good thing to do as society becomes more civilized. You get the idea. All right. Shall we call it a video for now? We'll continue in the future. I think I haven't finished this chapter, but I think I should do at least 2 videos per chapter. Some of these exercises and so on. I say chapter, they're like sub-chapters. All right, so that's the textbook. We'll call it a video. Thank you for watching. Remember to 点赞, remember to 留言, remember to 订阅, 我预约订阅，谢谢大家，我们下次聊，拜拜。